So, what do you usually see Latinos portrayed as in the media, the news, shows, movies? We usually see them portrayed as gangsters, um, drug dealers, prostitutes, teen moms, partaking in just a bunch of drugs, basically. We see them in all of these bad light. But this type of representation has been one that has been going on for many years, and it hasn't improved at all, even in recent years as well. Compared to in 1999, the same stereotypes in the 1990s are the same stereotypes happening right now in the 2000s, 2010s, and the 2020s. And characters um, who are who are portrayed by Latino actors all have the same stereotypes running around them. In fact, according to an article published by the LA Times, today Latinos are more than 18% of the population, yet made up of only 5.3% of the share of broadcast TV roles in the season of 2018-2019. So, over the next few minutes, I'm going to break down what causes this unproportional representation of Latinos in media. First, I will go over the problems associated with the lack of diversity in the media. Then I will discuss the causes of this issue before offering up some solutions. So first, let's hit to the 1990s. There's a bunch of lack of roles for Latino actors in Hollywood. And people in Hollywood like to blame this on a thing called the talent pipeline, which is basically a ready pool of potential candidates who are qualified and prepared to step up and fill relevant key roles. They say, Hollywood says, however, that there's just no people around to fill up these roles, that there's zero Latino actors to portray the people in the stories of Latinos. So they say that, we just can't find them. They're not here. And that the talent pipeline has been defined by two blocks. And as well as according to NPR News, those who are casted are deemed as criminals. And when they're seen on screen, Hispanics and Latinos have almost always have been portrayed as a role in criminality. And it's not just in criminality, it's also immigration and poverty. And according to a USC report, more than 1/3 of the lead Hispanic and Latino actors in the 2019's biggest movies were depicted as criminals. Now, let's dive into our causes. So, the industry only cares about making Latino representation when it's convenient and if it will make them a lot of money. So, especially during Hispanic Heritage Month or Latino Heritage Month, all the evidence shows that they only start making those movies once it's convenient for them. Once Latinos are going to be making the money for them, when they can exploit the culture. And this is according to USC Annenberg. And it happens a lot when when a bunch of companies are just trying to get that inclusion, get those people to come in and view their movies. Another point is the systemic racism associated with movie making and then the industry, the Hollywood industry. No one wants to hire or make stories about Latinos because they are stereotyped as hard to work with, lazy, unfit for the jobs. Basically, every single negative stereotype stereotypes are not positive. They're negative because you're just grouping in people of the same culture, the same color, what they eat, how they talk, what they talk. It's just all carried out in media. It's all carried out by these industries that don't want to work with Latinos and only want to work with them if they're going to be depicting these characters that always speak with a Spanish accent, are doing marijuana, weed, drug dealers, and so on. Teenage moms, gang violence, and so on. And so now let's go over some of our possible solutions. And so I think that talent agencies should open up more to having Latinos and create lists where they're looking for talent of Latinos, that match the Latino population. Because if we're 18% of the population overall of America, then that should at least equal to the same amount of casting roles and people in the talent agencies compared to that percentage should match the percentage that are working. And we can start changing this by supporting small filmmakers and Latino talent. So let's wrap things up with a review. So today I convinced you why representation of Latinos matter, and we run over the problems, the causes, and the solutions. And the reason why this is so important is because we need to see ourselves in storytelling, and we need to view the world with the joy, the power, and the heart of our community in ways that we don't see in media. And the media has a huge power and change in the world because we want to see ourselves portrayed. We want to see the positives of our own lives in things that we see that everybody else sees.